Welcome to Open Mindfulness Now's Mindfulness-Based Cognitive Therapy course with your teacher, Brenda Bentley.
Welcome to Module 1 of the MBCT online course, Introduction to Mindfulness. This session, we're defining what mindfulness is and learning about the method of practice to develop this skill. We will explore about the mind and why mindfulness is simple, but not easy, and how you can get started with training your mind to be more fully in the present moment experience. Here's an overview of the MBCT course and a glance over each theme module. Learning is done at your own pace, but it's recommended to follow the homework suggestions. Each module builds on the learning of the previous, so it's best not to jump ahead. Introduction. What is MBCT? MBCT stands for Mindfulness-Based Cognitive Therapy. It was developed specifically to deal with persistent unwanted mood states. Designed to give practical skills and strategies for coping with difficulty, and it blends mindfulness with cognitive exercises. The aim is to interrupt rumination, which creates opportunity for skillful response. Mindfulness is really about the subtraction of distraction and connection to the direct experience. History of mindfulness is taken from the Buddhist tradition, but not associated to the religion. It's taught in a secular way, and this model was developed in the late 1970s by Jon Kabat-Zinn. The model he developed was Mindfulness-Based Stress Reduction, or MBSR, for stress at the University of Massachusetts. MBCT was developed for depression at Oxford University by Mark Williams Teasdale and his team. It's evidence-based and has been extensively researched. MBCT is an intention-based skill of directing attention, and this includes practicing attitudinal foundations including non-judgment, acceptance, and compassion. These skill components are required to be present in order to experience mindfulness. MBCT teaches participants to break free from established patterns of overthinking, rumination, and worry, and the tendency to avoid, suppress, or push away from uncomfortable feelings. There are 4 main components entailed in training in mindfulness, which include regulation of attention, learning how to choose what you pay attention to and how you pay attention to it. Regulation of emotion, learning how to pay attention to your feeling states as they arise with a quality of curiosity and interest. This method develops both self-awareness and body awareness. Further definition is available in your participant handbook if you are continuing with the course. Definition of mindfulness. You may be familiar with this definition from Jon Kabat-Zinn, who said, "Mindfulness means paying attention in a particular way, on purpose, non-judgmentally, in the present moment." This course is more closely related to this definition of mindfulness from Mark Williams and his team at Oxford University. Mindfulness means being able to bring direct, open-hearted awareness to what you are doing while you are doing it, being able to tune into what's going on in your mind and body and the outside world from moment to moment. Let's take a closer look at that definition. Mindfulness has 3 key aspects that are fundamental for mindfulness: attention, intention, and attitude. Currently, you will have both attention and attitude. The difference is the lack of intention regulating attention and attitude. Unpacking the 3 key aspects. Attention. Attention is the sensory perceptions or stimulus that you can be aware of at any given moment from both external and internal sources. It's everything we see, hear, taste, touch, smell, and this includes metacognitions of thoughts and feelings. As we learn to train and regulate our attention, we cultivate awareness. Intention is what we are doing. It's a call to action. It's unlike a goal that we are striving to achieve, and more like a purpose or aim to what we are paying attention to. Intention contains our motivation for practicing, the why we are doing what we are doing, and our motivation holds both potential benefits for us and others. We recognize that when we practice being mindful, we will affect mindfully those around us, so the benefits are shared. Our values are the things that are important to us. They give a sense of purpose to our motivation, and this also contains our personal vision, the idea we hold about the person we would most like to be, even if we believe we are not. In mindfulness, we recognize that these qualities are innate, although perhaps as yet undiscovered. So, in that way, our intention is evolving to meet the needs of the moment. Here are some of the attitudes or qualities of mindfulness. There are definitions of some of these in the participant handbook, and through the course we will be exploring the attitude of acceptance in Module 7 and compassion in Module 8. All these attitudes are cultivated and practiced in mindfulness. Take a look at these aims of practice. The aim of practice is not to eliminate our doing mode, but more to notice when we are reacting automatically and bring awareness and the empowerment of choice to this instead. We practice mindfulness to be more responsive and skillful in our choices, rather than reactive and based on habit. MBCT is considered a third-wave cognitive behavioral therapy. It is, however, not a therapy as such, although it can be therapeutic. MBCT integrates mindfulness-based stress reduction, MBSR, and blends cognitive exercises to help participants to change their relationship to problematic thinking patterns. The intention is not to sanitize, manipulate, or put a positive spin on things. Rather, it's about noticing and allowing thoughts to arise and pass on their own accord, as thoughts are just events of the mind, not the facts. With practice, you become less identified with passing thoughts. Here are some of the benefits of a consistent practice of mindfulness. All benefits listed are evidence-based, with some of the studies supporting these benefits listed in the bibliography at the back of the handbook. Mindfulness training. There are two methods of mindfulness training. The first is the method, how we train our mind and the steps we learn to regulate attention. Second, attitude, cultivation of attitudinal foundations. Mindfulness training is a method that entails learning how to settle the mind by systematically recognizing distraction and refocusing on the direct experience. Attitude entails developing a friendly way towards the method that supports us opening up to the barriers and obstacles to our practice. Each module of the course takes participants through a graduated process of training the mind on the method and attitude necessary to develop the skill. Let's practice. Learning mindfulness is a practice. Like any new skill, we need to repeat that skill in order to make it more natural. Mindfulness is simple, but it's not easy as we're not used to being mindful. You are what you practice. Settling the mind practice. Take a moment to adjust your body in a position that feels comfortable to you. Form your intention for this practice in your mind, such as to settle the mind. Consider why you would want to do this practice. What is a potential benefit to you and to other? If you're sitting, feet should be flat on the floor, hands on your lap. Check your posture holds the intention of this practice, which is simply to practice mindfulness and to notice the unsettled mind. Remember attitude, to kindly and gently bring your attention back whenever you are distracted or lost in thought. Bring the primary focus of your attention to the breath at the nostrils. Feel the breath moving in and out of the body here. Following the breath with your attention to the full duration of the in and out breath as best you can. Your mind may wander away at times. That's okay. It's to be expected. Just kindly and gently escort it back to your breath support and return to following the breath with a quality of curiosity to this experience. Thoughts will automatically pop into the mind. We cannot choose what pops into the mind, but we can choose what we pay attention to, and that's what you're learning now. You are simply following the breath, and each time a thought pops in, you notice and return attention to the breath. It may be you begin to think about what you are doing and wonder if you're doing it correctly. You may want your mind to settle as it's active and chattery. If you experience this, you may notice tension in the body arise from the thought. Noticing gives you the choice to shift your attention back to the breath at the nostrils. With practice, you can notice the subtle shifts of your attention that take you out of the direct experience of the present moment. Continue this practice of noticing the unsettled mind and returning to the breath for the next few moments. Thank you for participating. The practice is the teacher. Practice makes permanent. So sign up to continue to the next module.